Hey, so today we're gonna add a functionality to Moose, which is basically we want to enable when configuring data model to deduplicate the data from the that's like landing in the DB. So like just say like we have a bunch of order fields here that are gonna uh, denote primary key like columns and fields. Then like we want to be able to have Clickhouse basically remove duplicates, and so for that Clickhouse is something called replacing merge tree, which is basically a type of table that you can use where there's going to be a background process going through the table and then removing duplicate based on the order by column. So basically the explaining here might not be this page, but I think like the this page replacing merge tree or something like that. Is that the one? No, that's like the I need the guide replacing merge tree. Yeah, so here they're explaining that like basically you should be using the order by column, and then like for example if you're like using Postgres, then you have a primary key in Postgres, you basically should be putting your primary key at the end of your order by functionality. So we already have the ability to specify order by fields here. The thing that's missing is the ability to switch to the deduplicating merge tree family. But we want to do this in a way that's a little bit independent from Clickhouse, because like we want to eventually have backends that are, for example, Snowflake or that kind of stuff. And so we want to have something that's not particularly to Clickhouse, and we'll figure out a different solution for different backend. So what we'll put here is deduplicate and then like put it as a boolean, and then we'll need to interpret this for in Moose. So basically what I just did is I modified in tsmooselib the type. So I'd like to say, hey, this can be run as deduplicate, and then we'll parse that for Python. It's probably in the framework CLI itself. CLI, framework, Python. So if I go scripts, parser maybe. So how do we get the configuration KDC from file? Get nested classes, Python in them. Oh, Python class to framework data model. Python classes. Nope. Okay, so how do we do this? I think if I remember correctly, we do basically like we have annotations and we annotate the class. So actually, like what I can do is go back a level, go up a level, data model, and be like, okay, so we want to parse display, no, scheme file, no. We want to parse basically the different things. Parse data model file. extract data model form file, and then if I do any config, yeah, so this is the config that gets extracted from storage config ordered by field. So first, like, I'm gonna have to add this deduplicate here, deduplicate false, so it's gonna be the default. And then I kind of want to know how this is being Python data model config, storage config. Okay, cool. Execute Python file. Okay, so what we're doing here, this shouldn't be in this folder. It's probably, this is like specific to Python, so that should be in the Python directory. So it should be in here. I'll create a new file here, call it data model config.rs, and then I'll move this. This is the one, yep. Move this in here. I'll add this to the Python pub demo config. No, so that would be better like this. So I'll name this. Cool. Now I need to fix the imports. Let's fix the import. What is this? Cool. Python data model config we need to move as well. Python, here we go. This needs to go here. I'll make this an async pub function. Pub async, I think that's the other way around. Pub async function. This needs to be imported. Oh, which one is this? I think it's neither of those. So that, what do we need? Cool. Run Python file. Here, run Python file. Yep. Nearly good on the imports. Cool. Now it's green. I can remove this. Okay, so that's good. Duplicate, all good here. Okay, so now this one is like, well, I don't know what this is. Yeah, you need to import it from our new location, and now we're good. So yeah, what I just did is because like I wanted to make sure that the same way we're doing like get data model config here from actually like we're export collectors. I'm gonna call it the same way. Oh, actually, the new name is probably better on this side. So that like it's structured exactly the same way on both ends. and then the Python part is actually in the Python.all. So now what we've just done is we've cleaned up a little bit this thing. We've run the deduplicate, and then I want to make sure that the way we are currently collecting Python also allows us to get this property. So let me just run a formatting here. Doesn't do anything. Basically what we're doing is we're executing a Python file, and then the output we're processing. And then we're basically parsing the data model config. And yeah, from JSON. Okay, so now the question is Python npm dump, run Python file. How does that actually work? So that doesn't change anything in the scripts that we have here. I don't think there's anything here. Maybe in the lib commons, no. Main, data class, just data model config, storage config. Okay, so here we need to add duplicate, optional boolean, and then expected file name, cache file. Okay, this is how this works. So when it's run, the decorator is going to output a dump of the configuration based on those things into this folder. Okay, so that works perfectly. We just added the configuration, so now if it's there, it's going to show up. Cool. So now we have the configuration. It's being loaded. It should get into storage config right here. And then now the only thing that we need to do is interpret this when it gets to creating the table. And so table creation is in not this part of the framework, it's in the infrastructure OLAP Clickhouse. And then we should have some things about building tables, probably in here. Create or replace table. Yep. Create. Okay, so create table if that exists. Engine. Here we go. Okay, so where is this being rendered? Cool. Engine is here, and engine is being passed here, and it's being put at MergeTree. So Clickhouse engine. So now Clickhouse engine, we need to add replacing MergeTree right here. With replacing MergeTree, we need to make sure that there's mapping now. So if we go up or down, we're here. Replacing MergeTree. What is the ignore primary key? False, yeah. But like the other thing that we'll need to make sure is that like when there's like replacing MergeTree is that we return Clickhouse error if there's no order by statements. So table dot let me maybe create something here, something like that, and then if I do table dot storage, no, why doesn't that have it? How do I? Maybe I'll let it with like if table is empty, then I need to return an error. Return Clickhouse error. Yup, exactly. Actually, maybe not invalid table schema. What kind of error can I put? Query render? No. I'm gonna put another error. That's like bad request by query. Invalid parameters. Invalid parameters. And then I'll put the message. And then the error is going to be something like this. Because invalid parameters. Boom. And so now if we do this, then we can do invalid parameters. And then the message is going to be something like that. Cool. So now we get here. Basically, it's like this. If it gets in there, early return, we get there, we return an error. If not, then it continues, goes through. We have a replacing merge tree engine, and then it will just put the engine inside there. And I think that's pretty much it. Fairly easy, fairly easy thing to build. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull up a terminal for us to be able to test this. So I'm gonna do this. I think this is not it. I'm gonna pull up it. Where's the terminal? Here? Yep. I think it's no, that's not this terminal. That's the terminal. Okay, so I'm actually bringing the terminal back into view. And so now we're gonna run cargo build, which we'll double check that we haven't missed anything here. Cool. Run the cargo test. I haven't added any tests, but those failures are unrelated. I need to investigate those, but this is like something else. The one thing that can do, I can add some tests to queries. Okay, so but like I'll do it in a way that is easier for me, which is I'm gonna just ask cursor to do that. Create a query here, so I'll do here. Go reset this. And then add tests to for the create table query. Create table query function. Cool, it's running. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's look at what it came up with. Okay, so I'll just fuck yeah. Okay, so I'll put this out of the way. But so basically, create a Clickhouse table. Double checks the query, so does that make sense? Test table, yes. Test DB. Where does it get the DB here? ID, I1352, string, merge tree, that's all good. Clickhouse table, 32, replacing merge tree. Primary key, that actually should fail if there's no order by. Oh, no, it's an order by. That works. Merge tree errors. Okay, yeah, there's no order by. There, it's empty. It's like a nested thing. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna actually accept this. Clickhouse table. This thing wasn't. No, it wasn't. So let's import Clickhouse table. Oh, it's missing version. Okay, so let's do this. Easy enough. Fix. Cool. Now let's just run those tests. Missing version. Where is it? Still missing version here. Okay. Let's run those tests again. I'm gonna remove this. And run all the tests again. Right here. Okay, one test failed. Two failed. Actually, left. Right. Okay, so let's look at this. Left, right. Create table, basic. If the test that failed. Create table, if it's not exist. Okay, so let's look at everything side by side. Create table if not exist. Test DB. Test table. That's all good. ID 32, not no. Oh, there's a space here. Name, string no. Tree primary. Yeah, so it's like that character was like one-off type of thing. So left, right, or dream, expected. So expected has one less character. and the other one. If not, no. I add something here. Is there like, why is there an extra character in there? Create table. Create marital as you. Create table that not exist. And now, field nullable, field type. Oh, that's probably because of this thing. Oh, no, that's, oh, actually, it's right there. I had it. I'll hide this panel for now. Here. Now, if I run it again, just this one. Let me pull up this. I'll actually run this through. This. I do that. And then I close this one. I put myself here and run this like this. Now should only have one that fails. I got 3 that fails. Game. Okay, so let's compare a little bit more. I'm gonna make a little bit more space here. Okay. Create table. This looks like it's like a space. That's still off. It looks like it's happening. The null string null right here. So left, right here. So go back to queries. The test is right here. No. Oh, look, here is a space. What if I do this? Does this go away? Clear. Okay, 2. Test table. No space right here. Errors. Okay, so extra spaces. No space, one extra space. Cool. And then let's try to look at the other query. Extra space. So now if I run this, cool. Everything looks like it seems to be working. Okay, so now we're gonna manually test the build, make sure it's like all working through an end-to-end project. So basically, create a Moose project. We're gonna have to link. We'll use the TypeScript build for this. Actually, we'll need to try the other one. Might just do the TypeScript to start with. We'll basically create a new project, make a data model, duplicating merge tree, and then start inserting data and see if that like the duplication is working. So I'm gonna actually I'll keep this terminal. I think I need this terminal. I'm gonna make a new terminal. I'm gonna bring in a new terminal that I had before, which is this one. And I'll flip it here. And then what I'm going to do is go up a level, and then I'll make a new test project. So I'll do /moose using my build version. So debug and then Moose CLI. And I want to make a new project in it. The name of a project, we're going to call it Replicating Merge Tree Test. Python. Actually, I wanted to do TS. Okay, so rf replicating merge tree test. Okay, so let's do this TypeScript. Okay, cd replicating merge tree test. Okay, so now I'm gonna do npm install here, but I won't stop there. I need to do npm link with a new version of my library. So I'll do cd yeah, I'll just do that. cd Moose, then packages, and then in TS, and then I'll run npm link here, and then I'll do npm link this here. Okay, so now they're linked, meaning I'm using the DES version. So now if I do, how do I add? Is there a quick way to add code minus help cursor minus help? Is that a thing? Yeah. Add. Okay. Okay, cursor add dot. Yeah, you're definitely not seeing this. Don't save. Did I mess up the arguments? Yeah, minus a. Okay, cursor minus a dot. Cool. Okay, so now it's added right here. And I don't need all that stuff for this test. So I'll just delete it. This is like the test project. Okay, so I just need the data model like this, and then I need to remove this, and then I'm going to be able to play with this. So now, actually, I'll put it here. Now, if I do dot slash moose slash debug, nope, target debug, and then moose CLI. So this is my current moose build. I run dev in here. That should come up all right, and this should be basically normal merge tree. So starting the containers. All good, it's running. So now if I go to SQL tools and then I connect to my local one, and then I do I don't care about that. Let's like just start a new SQL file, and then I'll run describe table, and then the table I need to describe is local.userActivity _0 for version run this, what happens? Does not exist. Okay, so if I go here, oh no, it exists, but it's like bad user activity underscore 0. Okay, if I run this, okay, now I get it. But it doesn't tell me the type of a table that is. Okay, so let's try to go back to, I still have that open, simple browser that I don't care about. Let's get rid of this. Basically, I want to know if there is a way to know a table type. So describe table. Yeah, no, that's not what I want. Table information schema. Show tables from information schema. No. Okay, maybe I'll try something else. Actually, let's try this. Write SQL for Clickhouse to determine what engine is being used by the table with Clickhouse. Engine is being used by the table, and the table is just no, not this one. The table that we don't care about. Where is the table models? This table. Yep, underscore 0. Boom. Okay, it did answer something. Select engine from system table where. Okay, let's run this. Merge tree. Cool, that worked. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is put some config here. So we'll put export user activity config export const equals. So basically here the type is data model config. I need to import that. Yep. Of user activity. Yep. And then here in storage, I want to say engine replicating merge tree. Oh no, I want to say deduplicate true. And then if I just do this, should reload and actually should fail. Yes. Actually, no, this is not the one that failed. Table. Engine does not exist on type. Oh yeah, that was like the error I did before. Okay, true. Okay, now what happens if I run this again? Still merge tree. Oh, there's like another thing that like we haven't done. Is when we run, now we have like a nibidate statement. So there's like not only if like right now if we do updates, we try to do we basically try to alter tables, and I don't think you can alter table, if you change the type, it needs to be deleted and recreated again. You can't do this. The question is that happening? I don't think so, because like if it was, then we would be getting hey, like there's a div here and the div is deduplicated is like coming through, so you need to change those things. So that means the change is not being detected, which means I need to look at the code that is doing change detection, which is in the core. Right here. Because of data models, all that kind of stuff. I think there's a piece I should be focused on. The infra changes, delta changes, process changes, table change should be something like in there. Table change, there we go. Okay, so for tables, turn compute table diff. Okay. Table with matched columns. No. Column added, column changes. Okay. But if the table is basically changed, table, yeah, I need to, I think, add a new type of changes based on this. Compute table diff, it's like column changes. Here, but it's not a column change, that's an engine change, so it's like a higher level than this. Table diff. Okay, so that's like order by change, table change, and then it could be like the duplicate change, and then before and after. Can I do just a change of a boolean? Like what was the, what do I change? Before, after, change. No, I just, okay, so I'll do like pub struct before bool, after bool. It's actually like super simple in the sense where the change, if it's true, it's going to be false. If it's false, it's going to be true. But let's just make it explicit. It's going to be easier to deal with, I think. Okay, so deduplicate change. And then then you go back to table diff. Yeah, exactly. Target table. So like the diff is going to be something different here. Target table. Is there going to be something? Actually, let's double check this. All the way. Yes, that's missing. That's why there's nothing being different here. So I need to add this pub deduplicate true or false. And we're gonna need to map that through. Data model. To table. Data model config. Yep, that's the one. Deduplicate. Cool. That's there. And now can we deduplicate change before, after, cool. That works. Now there's like some stuff here that needs to change. Okay, so deduplicate. I'll put false to not break the test here. And then here, deduplicate false because that's the default value. And then we need to update this. Duplicate change, cool. Cool. Thank you to complete. Okay, so now we do have like now we need to handle the deduplicate change. So deduplicate change means basically a table ordering table thing. So it needs to be like we delete the table and we create a new table. So that's a pretty drastic change. We'll let the user know through the logs, the change logs, but basically if the duplicate change after before after, then no, that's not what's gonna happen. Basically we'll need to else if they're the same, then we don't need to do anything. I'll do that. If like log info the duplicate parameter changed table in log info deleting table in and recreating it with the new with the proper Clickhouse engine. Cool. And then so now let drop query, run query. Create table. That's basically that. Table name, what's the table name? Okay, changes, all that table dated, it's gonna be name here. Okay, it looks like I actually need to restore old table before and after here because order by change because of this use case where we basically need to just recreate a table from scratch. So I'll do before, after, and then I'll keep a reference on this here. That's not here. It's here before. And then what's complaining about? No such field. Did I just remove that? I don't think I did. Oh no, I did. Yeah, because of the change is going to be fairly obvious there. Okay, so let's remove that. And then remove this. That here. Cool. And then display. Before, after. And then I'll just display after the deduplicate. Yep. And this one. Put like this here. And then here, we'll go back here, and then we'll change this to before and after. And if we do before, duplicate difference, after duplicate, then the thing that will need to happen is that we need to do standard table, because this is standard let dropped table equals std table to Clickhouse table of before. And then here, I think it knows that Clickhouse table after, yeah, that's all good here. Cool, and now that's getting executed. So now if we have different deduplication, we'll recreate the table, otherwise we'll just update the table. Cool. Okay, so now let's recompile this. Stop this because we'll need to rebuild it and rerun it. Where's the, can remove this, cargo builds. And then, so I rerun this in dev. It might just crash because, or like not detect changes because, oh yeah, missing field duplicate. Okay, so I want to make that as backward compatible change because right now the state is being stored and we're serializing it. So Deduplicate needs to be optional or have a default value. And so what we're storing into this is basically the info map. And so I'll add a sort of default to this, which I think should do the trick. If I do cargo build, And now if I run this again, cool. And now if I try to trigger a change, let's see what happens. Models, if I do false. Okay. So no changes. If I do true, cool. Okay, so now if I do this, still a merge tree. Shouldn't be a merge tree. What is okay? Let's tail some of the logs that tail f those. Okay, the logs of today. That's the first. Wait. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so now I'm gonna clear this, and I'm going to rechange some of those things and see how that fares. False. What popped in here? Insert into aggregation. Running query, create table does not exist, local. So that merge tree, why merge tree? What did I just do? False merge tree, that's right. Did it try to drop it first? Is like the other thing. Running select, I do drop. Running query drop table if exists local that user activity. It did do that. Okay, so now if I clear this, and if I run where's my thing? Models, sure, save, changing, and then I put it in, look at the tail, should have a drop, then get executed, drop table if exists, yes, and then it should have a create, gets executed, table if not exists, local user activity 0, timestamp, merge tree. Okay, so that's the problem. This is like still creating it as a merge tree. Duplicate is like true here, but like somehow it's not coming through the merge tree. So I need to go back to here, create table query. Oh, that's the problem right here. And then basically what we need to do is like if after the deduplicate true, it's actually not that. Replacing merge tree, else merge tree. Cool. Let's format this. That actually makes more sense. Now I need to rebuild this. So I'll stop this. I clear the terminal. I'll cargo build. I'll stop the running process here. I'll clear the terminal. I'll restart it. And then I'll replay with the parameter. So, which actually should fail, but the models that there is. Now if I do false, that should go through. Boom. Now if I do true, panicked because basically I don't have the order by stuff, but the one thing that doesn't seem to be happening, which should be happening, is we should be returning an error from here, from where we because before trying to fix the thing, I'm gonna make it back into false here and then restart it and then add the proper let's add the proper order by. Let's just put event ID. Event ID. Can remove the key. Restart this. Could not find table. Oh yeah, because it got dropped and then it failed in the middle. Okay, so because I'm in an inconsistent state because of the bug, I'm just gonna on the side, I'll just solve this by stopping and deleting the Docker containers and removing the volumes, which should clear the state, and then we'll start from a clean slate. Cool, so deduplicate false. Now I should be, if I do this, I'm getting merge tree, that works. Now if I do true, that actually should work. That's reloading, yes. Now if I do this, replicating merge tree, and if I go back, change it back, false. Now I Can I execute this? That should be back to merge tree. Yep. Now if I put it to true, yeah. Okay, so one thing that I want to do though is like warn the user a little bit better than this, which is like in the, because basically deleting the table and recreating it, which is like we need to let them know. Which is if basically here, if after deduplicate different of before deduplicate is gonna be, instead of infra updated, it's gonna be else this. Actually don't care about this change because nothing changes here. But here in that case, infra deleted. Infra added. Yeah, so maybe it's like before the display, something like this. Can find infra removed. Expanded display. Yeah, I need to add deduplicate. Deduplicate. Cool. So now we're gonna tell it that like that changes. Now we need to make sure that when we don't have the order by here, and we get a proper error. So if we do this, that basically failed to load primitive map change. Okay. That's good, but it's not showing what I would want, the error that I would want. So I would want to like see something like here. So Clickhouse error. Okay, so in the grand scheme of things, right now we're in dev mode, so we're in a loop for the watcher for like seeing a bunch of stuff going through. Which that loop is basically started from not the infrastructure, it's in the CLI, so it's not here, CLI routines, yep. So it should be like something like a watcher in here. Here, okay, so watcher, process data model changes, found, all of this. So this is the old, this is before core v2. We want the core v2 type of changes. Even bucket, So that's the main watcher here right here. All changed, etc. So if core v2, we're making a plan. We plan the changes. We show them, and then we execute them. Okay, and then there might be an error executing the changes. Is there error in the plan? Then we show failed. That's basically what was there. Actually, yeah, if there's an error in the execution, we should show that as well and not try to do this. So instead of doing this, basically there's like two things here, like match okay, so if there's no error, then we store basically, we store the infra map. This. Yeah. Why is that complaining? Okay. If there is an error, we basically display it. Then this is the same thing, like store in Redis happens only if it's like successful. And from a pointer, yeah, same thing here. That happens when that's successful. Alright, it's like failed. And then I'll put something like executing changes to the infrastructure failed. And then the error message should be failed, and then like we put whatever execution error was. Then I think what I'm not doing right in the here is like formatting the error. So what you'll be using here is message tape error, message execution error, like this error. So if I look at this error quickly in the documentation, I'll try to bring it into like a simple browser. Does that work? Yeah. So if I try to do this here, now, okay, how do you display the errors? That's like source, if a field, no, don't care about that. Example. That's the display implementation. So how do I call display? Display is different from. Is it different from print-on? Like display implementation. I think that might be fine. Like how I'm doing it. So here, plan changes, show changes. And if a plan failed, which is right here, show message of error, failed. Planning changes to infrastructure failed. Yep. Planning error and planning error. Yep, that's gonna be a stack of things here. Oh, but I think it's like failed to load primitive map. Yeah, that's what displayed. But I kind of want to see the stack of errors. I wonder why they're not coming through. Okay, I'm Googling quickly. Oops. I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna do this. Okay, this is not here, this is not here. So if I go back to the watcher, those are errors that are built from other errors. For example, if I do this, and it complains. Okay, so if I, from what I just did, if I just run cargo build, and restart what I had, oh yeah, because I don't have a key and I don't have a thing. So if I go back to models.ts, if I put back the key, should be happy here. Okay, I think I'm in a bad state, so I'll do the same thing that I did earlier and reset it quickly. Okay, so now if I do this, I should not be happy. I didn't change the duplicate. Okay, so now if I do this, yeah, it's saying like, oh, it's going to delete the table, it's going to recreate the table. And then what I see here, where's my card here? Yep. Cool. That is working. So I'll make a quick PR for this. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today. So thanks a lot for watching. Have a good rest of your day. And then see you on another stream.